All right, we're recording and I'm going to go live on Facebook so we can get this kickoff event started. Share to a group. Learn about. Go live. All right. All right. Ladies, it is actually 8:59, so we can give it half a minute before we fully get started. I'm just going to check on my phone to make sure that we are live in our Learn About group, and we are. Yay!
Hello, everyone.
Hello, I am so excited. Hi, Melanie.
Hi, Erin.
Hi. We're doing like a blue and white thing. I'm not wearing Guatemala, but you are, but we're definitely like thematic in our blue and white.
The new planet.
Anything. Oh, you got rice bead on. You got like a whole thing. Awesome. Yeah. All right, let's see who's hopping on Facebook. Got a couple people viewing. If you're viewing us on Facebook, feel free to comment, because I can feel free to comment.
That's why I can't watch, is because it's that echo back. So I'm like,
well, I just turned the volume down.
Oh, okay.
So I should be able. There we go. We got Tamara on, tagging her people. Let me tag my people. All right. Dawn, I've got Dawn Crutchfield, hopefully, who's going to hop on and watch tonight. Catherine. I'm just going to tag away because I've got a lot of people that I'm really excited to just like, these are great hostesses, great customers, people that have been Trades of Hope fans for a long time. And maybe that's many of you. We got Megan here, Armitage, and Tamara Woodruff and Shelby Black Couch in the house. So make sure you say hello. I've got my phone where I can see the comments. And we're going to get started. Hello, everyone. My name is Erin Woods. I am a National Executive Director with Trades of Hope. I've been a partner for 10 years, since 2013, and I live in Longwood, Florida. 2 boys, an amazing husband, and I love my work as a world changer. And I'm here with my very dear friend, Melanie Sanukian, who is also a National Executive Director and has been a partner for
over 8 years now.
8 years. I'm catching up. You'll catch me one of these days.
I don't know if that's how it works, but I'll try.
And Melanie lives in...
I'm in Tucson, Arizona, so different time zone. And I have 4 kiddos, my husband, Luke, and this has just been my joy job for 8 years. I kind of can't believe it. It's been such a joy. So, well,
and this month in our Learn About group, we are doing a Guatemala takeover because Trades of Hope takes we take partners on vision trips, and we have since the beginning of Trades of Hope 13 years ago. We've been traveling. I've been on 3 trips at this point. Melanie's been on 3 also as well. Mm-hmm. Melanie's actually been to Costa Rica, right?
Yeah.
And Haiti and Guatemala. So she's done like the trifecta. I've been to Guatemala twice, and I've been to Haiti. But it's absolutely one of the most incredible experiences that, and really a unique thing about being a partner with Trades of Hope that we've had the honor to experience. But it's been a little while. We haven't actually gone anywhere as a company since 2019. And we're so excited that literally it's starting now. A couple of partners have already left, but like officially starting tomorrow, we are kicking off a whole month of travel with 53 partners going to Guatemala.
Wait. I think it's 53. I thought it was 54.
Oh yeah, it's 54 because I'm going to.
She just made the decision today.
As of this morning, I have been like so excited, wanting to give up my spot for women who've never been, but there was a spot and it was too good to pass up. So I am going to Guatemala actually in 15 days.
Which week? Because some people might want to know.
I'm going on the third trip. So August 16th through the 20th. So where are my travel buddies? Comment in the post here if you're coming to meet me in Guatemala. Bought my flight this morning. I'm so excited. And I'm crossing my fingers that this lady will be joining me too, but we'll see. TBD.
We'll see.
Cross your fingers, cross your toes. But I can't believe it. I'm still like my stomach is just kind of like, wait, what are we doing? But I'm thrilled. It'll be my third time going to Guatemala. And what I love about being a Trades of Hope partner, like this last decade, it's always been like experience after experience of like what you expect something to be, or like a judgment you put on a situation, or like how something's going to go, and then being like wildly surprised when it goes in a different direction. And even when it's something that like is a potential disappointment, like I knew I wasn't going on the trip. I was kind of like, resigned to that. I had given up my spot, and I was like, it's not going to happen. But then like the way things kind of happened, and like it just feels so like such a good thing. And it's like, oh my gosh, like once again, Trades of Hope shows up in ways that I never expected, right? Like, I mean, when you joined as a partner, were you probably had like a box that your business was going to fit in, and like the experiences that you were going to have.
I didn't even know totally what to expect. And it is kind of blown what few expectations I did have out of the water, including the sisterhood. Like I didn't expect to make a ton of friends doing this work and getting to travel with them and getting into their lives and staying connected, even though we live in different time zones. So yeah, so many expectations blown out of the water.
And I love that. And I love that the now 54 women that are going on this trip are going to be sitting with artisans, and I know they have in their mind like what the experience is going to be, but it's going to be transformative, because Melanie and I have had these transformative experiences. Anytime you're able to be in the room, even on a Zoom call, we do monthly artisan calls with different artisan groups all over the world. And every single partner can be, all you need is $300 in sales, and you can be on that call every single month, which is amazing. So even in that kind of situation, it's that transformative experience that you're having. And I love that. I love that Trades of Hope, because what we're doing is so much about the dignified partnership with the different artisan groups that we work with. We keep that at the forefront all the time. We're a people first company. And it's, we have beautiful jewelry, bags, scarves, and home decor, but we have them because of the women and the men around the globe whose hands have created them in order to improve their lives. And I love that partnership, is everything. We wouldn't exist. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for the incredible artisans that we work with. So Melanie and I wanted to share a little bit of personal stories from our travel, specifically to Guatemala. So I wanted to share a story about kind of expectations that were blown for me. The very first time I went to Guatemala was 2015, and I had only been a partner for a couple of years at that point, was still learning, was still kind of just getting started, like growing my business. And I was just honored to be able to go on this trip, because we went out into rural villages in Guatemala, which the current trip, we're kind of all staying in one place and the artisans are coming to us. But then we were actually able to drive out to Casa Hogar, which is a girl's home in a rural village called Jalapa. So if you're a Trades of Hope customer or hostess or partner, you're familiar with probably our different Guatemala groups. And one of the groups that we work with makes our sterling silver charm pieces. I don't know if you have one on.
I do.
Yep, there we go. So every piece made by this group has a sterling silver charm with the fingerprint of the girl who made it. And this group came out of this girl's home, Casa Hogar in Jalapa, where a woman named Claire Kunkel was visiting on a medical mission trip, and she was meeting the young women at this home. The home is not an orphanage. It's actually a home for girls, young women who have been abused, abandoned, removed from their homes, for various reasons. It's a really, the reason that they're there is pretty traumatic and probably pretty awful. And so Claire had visited this home, realized that the young women that were graduating from high school and aging out of the home didn't have a lot of options when they would kind of walk out the gates into Jalapa. So she started this jewelry making program in order to give them a next step. So when they walked out, they had a job to walk into. But the first time I was going there in 2015, I knew about why the girls were there. I knew that there had to be some very deep trauma. And I had in my mind this expectation of like sorrow, and that we were walking into a place of like broken little girls. And I was really, really nervous. And it was a super long drive from where we were staying in Antigua to Jalapa. It was like 4 hours through the mountains. So I was just like building up with like nervousness and I don't know, I just didn't know what I was walking into, and was just kind of a mess when we got there. So we pulled up to the gates, and the whole, it's on this big piece of property, and you can see like the buildings off in the distance, and there's like this big gate that you go through. And one of the young women like met us at the gate, and she's like waving and smiling, and we come through in our van, and we pull down this long dirt drive, and there's this big open air pavilion. And so when we pull up in our van, we could see that all the girls were gathered under this pavilion, like waiting for us. And they're all in their like uniforms. They wear the cutest like blue and red uniforms. So we're piling out of the vans, and they wanted us to like line up on the road. And so we're lined up, and they're all staying there. Well, then they start singing. They had this whole like welcome performance for us, and they sang all these songs, and they did this whole thing, like, it was multiple songs, instruments, dance, like it was amazing. And so we're all standing there, and like they finished the welcome production, and imagine like we're all just standing on this dirt road with this open air pavilion with all these sweet little girls, and so we're clapping and really excited. Well, then they start running towards us, and they get in this line. It's like we were set up in this receiving line, and it's exactly where they wanted us, because they wanted to give every single one of us a huge hug to welcome us to their home. Mm. And I just remember like hugging every single girl, like, and they were the best huggers, and they were like smiling and laughing and so excited. And we were just, there was so much joy and excitement in the air. And it was so far from my expectation of what these little girls were going to be and these young women were going to be. There was no brokenness. Like there was so much love and joy and like connection and home. I mean, this was their home, and they were welcoming us into it. And we spent the rest of the day just learning about their homes, seeing where they live, seeing how they do life, seeing obviously the jewelry workshop, and meeting the young women who are part of the jewelry program. And it was just like, my mind was blown. And I was like, I walked out of that place. We drove away from that place just saying like, okay, like this is a place where women are thriving, where young girls are looking up to the older girls who are making the jewelry, and they're seeing a hope for their future, and they're aging out of this home and going into the world equipped to earn income because they have a skill set. And then the beautiful thing was that when I went back in 2019 and I got to see a handful of the same girls again, young women again, a few years after they had left the home, and Melanie was there, like, these were business women. These were women that were doing a presentation for us, were telling us about the things that they had worked on, the programs that they were working on with the other girls, the mentoring that they have done, the apartments that they had for themselves, the 401ks and the insurance that they had. I mean, it was awesome. My expectations were blown away. That was truly one of the best experiences I've ever had. And it's not a story I tell all the time. I talk about my Haiti experiences a lot. But now going to Guatemala again, I'm like dipping back into that space. But it was an incredible, incredible day. I hope Trades of Hope Partners have a chance to go to Casa Hogar again, because it's amazing. I know you would love it, Melanie.
Yes, I would. Oh, all those hugs. That's what made, and I can visualize pictures, because I've seen you guys post pictures of like full on hugs, and it's just like, oh, the hospitality is amazing. It's amazing.
No brokenness.
Yeah. So, well, one of the things that I wanted to highlight that was, again, I don't know that I knew what to expect, but sometimes you go in and you don't realize what your expectations were until you see something different. And so a couple of things I wanted to highlight was how blown away I was by the meaning of the actual handiwork that Guatemala is known for. And so I'm kind of modeling a couple things. This is made on a back loom and dyed with natural materials. Do you remember when they did the leaves? They boiled these leaves for us. The water was dark red. And then after after picking the cotton and making the thread and having us try to do it, and we were awful at it, it was hilarious. They dipped this thread that they've handmade into red water. and it came out blue. I literally have a picture with the gal like pointing, like, what? This is crazy. And it was incredible to see them use the natural habitat around them to naturally dye things, so that literally I'm wearing a piece of Guatemala here, right? Dyed with the creation around them, the nature around them. And then this takes like, I forget how many hours to loom thread by thread by thread. Like this has been touched by hand by multiple women who have passed down from grandmother to mother to daughter. And part of our fair trade principles are to respect the cultures that we go into. We don't go into them and tell them what to do and make them do it the American way or what. Like, we actually want to bring Guatemalan goods to the American marketplace because we benefit from seeing how other cultures do beautiful things. And the same thing with our artisan partners that do the bead work. So this is the peacock. And I mean, watching these women work, it's got movable wings, just like a peacock. You can make the tail stand up, right? Just like a strutting peacock, but it's like a cute keychain or purse charm. It goes great with our blue McKenna backpack. Actually, one of my hostesses just used her hostess rewards to get the gift set that we have with this blue McKenna backpack. But first of all, to watch these women bead so quickly, like so fast. And now that I wear readers, I'm pretty convinced that my eyeballs would not be able to be like, you know, so they're just so talented with what they're doing. I mean, look at that. Every once in a while, when I'm at a vendor event setting up, I'll have people say, oh my gosh, did you make all this? And I'm like, oh.
Thank you.
No, I was the mom that was always scared of craft time during MOPS. I am not your girl for crafts. So to see them do this beautiful handiwork and to hear that the younger girls who were kind of enthralled with the idea of going into the big city to find a job, which we often know doesn't turn out well, they're more willing and desirous to stay in their own hometown to learn the things that their grandmother taught their mother who's teaching them, because they're getting paid fair wages to do it. And so they have a life that they can start like some of these others. And we've got multiple groups in Guatemala. So there's the beading group, and then there's the backloom group. And then there's our We Peel group that upcycle this gorgeous, this is from the sort of, what do they call the shirts? They're almost like celebratory shirts where they weave these beautiful fabrics and the different like shapes. You can find animals, you can find geometric patterns, you can find floral patterns. And when you purchase one of these, it's sort of like you don't know what you're going to get, but they're all beautiful. And so to meet the artisan partners who do the upcycled wheat peel, these are special, like each like tribe or village will wear a shirt that represents where they're from. So again, this is representing a piece of Guatemala, and we're respecting their culture with our fair trade principles. We're paying them fair wages. And so generational handicrafts that would have ordinarily been lost, if we're honest, just by the industrialization of nations or the pressure that people feel to have to go into the city to find work, like these, they're sustaining their own culture with their own work. And that was so beautiful, that kind of sustainable impact, that just by me, like, you know, the mission starts when we come back from these vision trips, and we're on mission year round to share these stories, to talk about how impactful and sustainable a fair trade mission is through Trades of Hope. That detail, that level of impact, I did not have the expectation going in that those were the details that were going to impress me. It was really cool.
I love it. And since we're holding up our We Peel saddlebags.
Yes.
So we are sweetening the deal this month in celebration of our Guatemala takeover and all the women going to Guatemala. So Melanie is actually giving away the bag that she's showing you right now. This will be someone's. Anyone who joins this month as a new partner will be entered into a drawing to win this bag. So you'll get a little bit of a piece of Guatemala, although all the joint collections this month are Guatemala products. So obviously we sell and partner with companies, or with artisan groups in 16 different countries, right? We're all over the world. So we're talking about Guatemala this month because we're sending such a large group of partners into Guatemala to have these transformational kind of expectation blowing experiences and focusing on that. But that's the beautiful thing. It's that you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to go to one country. You don't have to go to 16 countries, like, to make an impact as a partner. And I think that's where, when I first started, that was my initial expectation. I just loved the idea of being able to contribute to women all over the world as, at that point, a stay-at-home mom with a toddler and a baby. And I didn't know what else I was going to do that was realistic with my time, that was going to make such an impact. And I think, I think we have a lot of different women that come to Trades of Hope, are interested in starting a business or being a partner, and don't really know what it looks like. And you might have an expectation, maybe based on a past experience that you had with a direct selling company, or, the feeling that maybe your friends and family aren't gonna be interested in what you're doing. But Melanie and I are here to tell you, because we've been doing this for 8 years, it's not going to be your friends and family that you build a business with. It's not going to be, the people that you expect. It's going to be the people that you haven't even met yet. And part of the joy and excitement of having a Trades of Hope business and being a partner is just being open to that, and being open to people that you never would have met otherwise, or never would have known, that become amazing customers and amazing hostesses and join as partners. I've got some guests here tonight that fit that bill. Dawn is here. And Dawn and I we would have probably never met without Trades of Hope, because we are in completely different circles and worlds. And yet she's hosted for me multiple times. She's been an amazing customer. Now she's here exploring being a partner. And I think that's super, super cool. Again, just releasing expectations, giving it a shot, and knowing that you're here supported by a really warm community and great training and great support. And then there's a $10 join collection this month. So it's like, even if it was like, well, I don't want to get, the $59 collection or the $119 collection, that's okay. You can get a $10 join collection, become a partner, get a beautiful mosaic clutch, have all the business tools that you need to just get started. And you have amazing women supporting you along the way, incredible training, the holiday season right around the corner. I mean, it's the time. It's the time to begin. The kids are about to go back to school, and we're going to start, rocking and rolling and changing the world with our businesses, because we're entering into such a wonderful season. So that's what we want to share with you guys tonight. The nitty gritty and details are all in this group. I did a post earlier today that kind of broke it down, but really it's very simple. To become a partner, you purchase a join collection. You are immediately embraced into our sisterhood and community, given the tools that you need, the simple steps to getting started. And then you just begin, and we're going to encourage you. We're going to encourage you to release expectations, and just take the journey and be surprised. Be surprised by the people that you thought would support you that maybe don't, but then be surprised by the wonderful people that come out of the woodwork, because they're like, what is this you're doing? This is so cool. Because I'm speaking for Melanie, but I know she's had all of those experiences as well over the years. And then just join us in this group this month. If you still want to think, you still want to ask questions, all month long, you're going to be hearing from women going to Guatemala, women that were there, that are going to be there tomorrow, and they're going to share with you right after their trip, women that went in 2019 or on other trips that are going to be sharing. You're going to be hearing more just kind of testimonials of different types of women all over the country who love this work, who maybe have been a partner for 6 months or a year or 5 years, or varying points in their businesses. And just keep the conversation going until you're ready to say yes. We're here all month, and we're excited. We're excited to hear your questions and have conversation with you, because we understand, like, there's a trepidation, there's a nervousness, there's all these like what ifs, but I can tell you, like, releasing those and just beginning, you can be so pleasantly surprised, mind blown by the different things that can happen as a result of becoming a partner with Trades of Hope. Would you agree, Melanie? Is it
Totally
all worth it?
And the one thing that I would add is, sometimes you hear, oh, I just don't know if I have enough to give this my all. And so then they decide not to give anything. And our artisans would just say, hey, anytime you wear and share, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
If you can do one online pop-up one day a month, it's a blessing. If you can sell the $300 to hear from our artisan partners each month, this month it's Pablo who does our Guatemalan coffee.
Mhm.
If you can just do the small things, and your sponsor will most likely help you run your first launch party. So you learn how to do it while they do it for you. And you get the people there, and then you get to learn the stories along with the friends and acquaintances that you've invited. So it really is doable. Don't shut it out because you love the mission so much that you're afraid you won't be able to give it enough. Don't make any decisions based out of fear. Just see the joy that can come from letting go of those expectations and jumping in.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for joining us for our kickoff event. We've got things happening all month long. Actually, the end of the month, we have Audra Norman and Loria Widener are going to be fresh from Guatemala doing kind of the wrap-up event on the other end of the month. But super excited for you to join us, for you to jump in, to become partners. Can't wait to see who wins the saddlebag, and lots more to come. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Melanie. Love you.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.